Hello everybody, it is Pretzel, and I am here with a game that I have long been waiting for, Defiance. What Defiance is, it is a third-person shooter MMO with a huge mixture of PvP and PvE. It has a lot of good elements in it, has a lot of good PvP and PvE elements, like I've said earlier, but there's a lot that goes into it. Right now, though, I'm going to stick to the basics, and I'm going to show you guys what is Defiance, a little bit of the UI, and the story. I'm going to make a separate video for when we get out of the tutorial, which is what I'm about to show you, and show you what to do when you are in the open world of Defiance, or California. Welcome to California, my home state. So, let's get on with this by creating a new character. I'm going to shut up a bit, that way you guys can see the cutscenes and get to know a little bit of the story. But, actually, there's one thing I want to say before that. I know you guys have seen that there is a TV show along with the game, and I don't want you guys to get confused by this. The game and the TV show were made together. They were made in a cooperative act, and they don't bounce off of each other really. They're in the same world, the same kind of lore, same Defiance, but the story in the show is in a different location. It's about the characters you'll see in the cutscene, the older male and the alien girl, and that is in Seattle. The game stars your characters, a bunch of Ark hunters, which Ark is alien technology, and this is in San Francisco. So, without further ado, let's get into some story and some cutscenes.
Listen up, people! We just passed the Golden Gate. We'll be on site in less than 20. So you got 10 to secure the rest of that gear and get yourself strapped in for a landing. Repeat! 10 minutes until lockdown, people!
That's an unacceptable response. Must I remind you who I am?
What the hell is this?
I don't care what your protocol is. You're here to help me, so that's what I want you to do.
You're dismissed, Private. What's the problem, Von Bach?
You better get your men in line, Captain Grant. I want my equipment out of storage. My Ark hunters and I depart as soon as we land.
The Earth Republic is in a limousine service. Your gear's locked up and we don't have time to dig it out. Now please, find your seat.
No offense, Captain, but I think your orders were to do as I ask.
My orders come from my superiors. People in Manhattan wearing uniforms, like this. And those orders are to keep you safe while you locate your alleged Arc-Tech.
Alleged Arc-Tech? There is no alleged, Captain. Do you see this? With this Arc core and the rest of the technology that I'll find in the Bay Area, I will repair this world. And be its hero, of course.
You're in a restricted area. Get to your seat.
If anything happens to my gear, I'll send the bill to your superiors.
What an asshole.
Let's move, people! Time's ticking! What is this, a dorm room? Everyone, get to your seats! You two, let's go!
And these are the two characters in the show in a CG form.
No problem, Cap.
You too.
And here is the character creation screen. We can play as 2 races, a human or a Erathiant is what I'm going to call it. You can choose gender, doesn't really affect any gameplay. So I'm going to choose a, let's see, we'll go human female. Origin is just a, what is your base like starter costume and your starter gun. This doesn't affect like what class you are. You can pick whatever you want like when you get into the game. So this guy has a assault rifle. You do not have to play with the assault rifle once you get out of the tutorial. You can pick any gun you pick up. So we're just gonna go with the I'm gonna go with Isaac Clarke. I like her suit. So archetypes, just archetypes of what faces. We're gonna go 3. And let's get on to creation. I'm not gonna be really like I could spend maybe 30 minutes in a character creation, especially in Guild Wars. Dear Lord. So I'm not gonna try to be like too picky. So let's go with that. You have really decent options. I really like the character creation in this game. I even love the graphics. The graphics are kind of PlanetSide 2, Borderlands. Oh god, what is that game called? It is an oh my dear lord. It was one of my favorite games back in the day. It was a third-person shooter, kind of really similar to Defiance, actually. And it also kind of has a Firefall feel. And go a little bit tan. Eyes. You see all of the options. It's crazy for this kind of game. It's really nice, actually. Eye color. Not gonna lie, some of the eyes look like you are stoned out of your mind. Pick tattoos, some blemishes, which are just scars, and maybe some freckles and stuff. Face paint. Really nice job with the face paint. I like the face paint. And makeup, eyeshadow, lipstick, all that good stuff. So we're just gonna confirm this and get into game. What do I want to name her? My main character's name is Pretzelz, so we'll go with Little Pretzel. And we'll get back to the cutscenes.
Now, Ark Hunter.
Hold on, Captain. That one isn't wearing your beloved uniform. They don't take orders from you. Sorry about that, friend.
We land in 10. Strap in.
I never got to brief you on your ego implant, so we really need to... What the hell?
Sir, they need you on the bridge.
I think I will actually get to my seat. When we land, don't go anywhere. The ego activation can be a bit jarring without a proper briefing.
Relax. It's just a little turbulence. Completely normal.
No, it's not. We're all gonna die.
She's actually quite charming once you get to know her.
Alert. All integrity compromised. Initiating evacuation sequence.
We're
Alert.
going down!
All integrity compromised. Evacuation pod launch in 3, 2...
Brace yourself, Cass. This could be real bad. Okay. Which one of these dealies opens this bitch? Ah, nice. Holy Stocko! You're alive! Name's Cass Dukar. I saw you land. Well, maybe that's not the right word. It was more smashing into the ground than landing. I sort of expected you to be a bowl of soup in there. What are you doing? Whoa, are you okay? Do you need help? Can you hear me? You need to sit down. Here, sit down before you pass out. I'm sure you took more than a bump to the head, so rest. Get your feet under you. I'm gonna go see if anyone else needs help. Oh, you might want to arm yourself a bit more. The locals aren't known for their charm.
Hello. Oh, good. You can hear me now. I can sense your nervousness, but don't fret. I'm the Environmental Guardian online device that was injected into your body. You can just call me Ego. Please forgive me. I'm having some trouble getting all the behaviors activated, so we might experience a few hitches at the beginning. But I'll sort it out. We have lots to go over, so we should start.
Holy stocko, it's Cortana. Not really. Why am I playing on my keyboard? Oh, saying that now. This game is gamepad and keyboard and mouse enabled. You can play with both at the same time, but I have mine on my controller because I have the options like UI setup. So, welcome to the world of Defiance, or what used to be known as San Francisco. Very desolate. I can imagine this happening in a couple years. So, as you can see now, this game is third person, very MMORPG-esque with its UI, health on the top left, level and name, minimap on the top right, quests on the right side, ammo on the bottom left, along with currency, which I'll explain in my next video, along with a couple menu options. This is kind of your social and your kind of emotes and stuff like that. But the real options are at start. You have your settings, controls, audio, video, gameplay, all that stuff. The real stuff, though, I will explain a little bit later in this wheel. I will explain all that in due time. So let's go ahead and get going. So the way health works in this game is very similar to Halo. I'll let her talk. Similar to Halo, you have shields you can purchase, or Borderlands. Borderlands will actually be a better example. You have shields. Each one does a certain kind of...
We're going to need another weapon option. I'm picking up a signal from a crashed mobile armory.
Shut up, Cortana.
Let's hurry. We need to collect the necessary equipment as soon as possible so we can start looking for Mr. Von Bach.
Shut up. Okay. So, shield...
Those
Dear Lord,
are actually
I'm going to slap my own head.
However, their DNA is
because she is in my head. So, in retrospect, it's going to slap her. Anyway, so shields have a different effect. They have different recharge times. They have different shield numbers. Like, some can have 2,000 with very low recharge rate, or low shields with high recharge rate. Very simple if you played with shields in a game before. So let's continue on with the tutorial. You're not going to find much trouble here because this is the tutorial. There's not much here to do with enemies. If this were actual AI, you actually be pretty hurt the entire time. AIs in the open world do get vicious. It is kind of painful. So soon we'll be looking at our inventory screen once we pick up this weapon. Let's interact with this. And start, and this is your actual setting. Let her talk again. What? I'm just gonna shut up when I hear her. Okay. So this is your actual setting stuff. You're gonna have everything that you'll need to play in the game in this screen and in the tabs above. So right now we're gonna equip a weapon. Primary and secondary. This is not like Call of Duty or anything. This is like Borderlands. You can have any kind of weapons you want here. So you can have a rocket launcher and a rocket launcher, a sniper and a pistol, a shotgun and an assault rifle, any kind of combination you want. But since we're in the tutorial, we get our origin gun, which is a LMG.
Better for specific situations. So you'll want to get used to switching back and forth between the primary and secondary weapons. I'm detecting some explosives nearby. We could definitely use those. I've put the location on the map.
So, like Borderlands and a few other games, we have different types of grenades. We have burning grenades, normal, like, sharpnel grenades, poison grenades, slowing grenades, all kinds of grenades. Each one does different damage and different cooldowns. Grenades are kind of different when it comes to Defiance because they work off a cooldown. They do not work off of how many like you have in your inventory, which is kind of nice, kind of cool, especially if you get some cooldown reduction. Just spam those grenades.
This supply pod is filled with grenades. Grab one and equip it.
So I'll equip our grenade.
I think you already know how this works. Pull the pin, throw, and get out of there.
Like this. Well, I'm dead now. I guess we'll explain the death. So, the way Defiance death works is you have two choices. Hold A to extract, which goes to the graveyard or base camp, and hold X, or I forget what the hotkey is for computer keyboard. Hold to self-revive. You can only do this a certain amount of times within each other, so you can't just fall again and expect to self-res. That was me crouching.
Now that we're geared up, it's time to
So,
train you on the ego powers.
now we're going to explain what's really cool about Defiance. In Defiance, giving it another MMO kind of feel, you're going to have abilities, and you're going to have perks with those abilities. There are 4 abilities in Defiance and a crap load of perks, which makes you want to keep playing the game and leveling up. So let's go through the ego, or as they're called, abilities.
We will use projections as our training targets. The instructions must be followed precisely in order to initiate the powers. First, we'll try Cloak. While using Cloak, you are completely invisible to enemies. Use the power to sneak up behind the projections and attack.
So like she said, our first ability is a Cloak and a Stealth. I actually like this Cloak compared to some other games. You stayed Cloak.
Must be activated to sneak behind the projections and attack.
Come on. You stayed Cloak for the full duration, but if you cancel it, that's going to cancel the ability, and it's going to go on the full cooldown.
Your damage inflicted on the enemy is significantly increased. Shoot the projection while overcharge is activated.
So, like she said, next ability is called Overcharge. You get this really cool green, not green, orange aura around you, and you do some super damage.
I'll enable the decoy power now.
Or as Freak would
Decoy
say,
allows us to create a projection
dealing
in your
tons
likeness
of
that will
damage.
fool and distract the enemy. Take down the projections while they're distracted by your decoy.
This is the third one, Decoy. Similar to Halo Decoy, it sends out a decoy, taunts all nearby AIs, but here's the really cool thing about it. You can swap places with your decoy.
The blur
Really
power is
handy
now
for
enabled.
PvP if you know how to
Blur
use
will
it.
allow us to move at extreme speeds and increases melee strength during close combat. With Blur active, rush the projections and strike them with melee attacks.
Then we have Blur. Blur is my second favorite ego power in this game. It allows you to sprint, have this cool animation around you, and it will almost reflect projectiles and give you some power boosts.
You must activate the Blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks.
I did that. Well, have we come across our first glitch? I think so. This is the release of the game. Glitches are
You
common.
must activate the Blur power and strike these projections with melee attacks.
Let's log off and log back on and see if it fixes it. Oh, wait. Here we go. There we go.
Good
Fixed
work.
it.
You'll need to choose an ego power
This
for
is
you to
actually a
integrate.
rare bug. I've never had this happen to myself. I've made a few characters already. So here's the perks thing. It's called an ego unit. It's a huge grid, not very huge, but when you see like what you have to do to unlock things, it's pretty huge. So the way this works is that you have an ego rating, which is your level essentially, and it levels generally in 10s. In the tutorial, you pick one of 4 abilities, and then you go off of that. I'm trying to think if I should explain it later. I'll explain it when I get out of this world a little bit more before I end the video, because that way I can go through the tiles themselves. Because I am only level 10, I can only select these 4 things. So with this character, we're going to go with Blur, just because I really want that rush kind of ability. Oh, here we go.
Blur is a good balance of offense and defense. It's the perfect choice for keeping your options open.
Yes, it is. And this is how perks work. Every time you unlock a square,
a signal. I'll patch it through.
Can anyone hear me? I need help down here. It looks like the mutants are getting organized for an attack.
Oh no, we better help her.
Oh no! Okay, so like I was saying, every time you unlock or put a point in a square, certain things around that square will unlock. So adjacent squares, kind of like Minesweeper, will open up. So we have different perks. We have Escape Artist. When your shield breaks, you move faster for 5 seconds. You deal more melee damage when your shields are down. You deal more damage to enemies that are flinching, knocked back, or knocked down from other attacks. On melee kill, recharge your ego power. That's actually a really handy one. On a melee kill, there's a higher chance to drop gear and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff. I know for Cloak, there's one that allows you to do more damage when things are moving towards you, which is really handy. There's one, like, you do more damage when you're higher than the target you're hitting. A lot of cool stuff. And they do rank up, so there is 3 ranks in each one. And each one, I'm not sure if you need certain ego rating to level up, like to get to 0.3 into certain ones, but I'm pretty sure you do. But I do know you need ego rating to get into certain perks. And I know for this one, like example, next level requires power rating 100 to level up my Blur again. So this is pretty much what you're going to do the majority of the time you're leveling, or the reason why you want to level, with that and weapon mods and just getting cool looking stuff. So this is the Ego Grid. Let's continue on. Let's finish this up. So sorry. I said something in my throat. So in Defiance, there are going to be a lot of events that are like things that I'm about to do for the end of this tutorial. Sorry, I just got a text. I'm just getting distracted. Okay, I need to focus. So there are going to be a lot of events that I'm about to do for the end of the tutorial. You're going to be wanting to do objectives, protect things, and you're going to be getting a lot of experience and currency. I'll explain this further when we do get out of this tutorial.
We need to shut these dudes down. If we don't, we can forget about finding any survivors.
So let's clear this, guys. I have a bad habit of reloading every time I shoot. Stupid Call of Duty.
Get to that thorium reactor, and I'll see what I can do.
So let's interact with this.
Excellent. I was able to reactivate the fissile materials. The reactor will overload and put this entire
By the way, for those
phase
guys
on
who are seeing aim assist,
from disrupting the process.
those guys who are seeing aim assist, you can turn it off. I usually have it turned off, but since I'm playing with a controller, which I never do on a PC, I have it turned on. But I will turn that off later once I get a little bit more used to it.
Keep it going.
Show off my ego power a little bit more.
Almost there. Keep those mutants away from the reactor.
We can also show when shields are down. Shields are down, instantly recharge. It's very simple. You actually take a lot of damage later on. It hurts.
That thing's about to blow! Let's get out of here!
And this will be the end of the tutorial. I'll let you guys watch this cutscene, and I'll be right back.
Thanks. You have an ego implant, don't you? That's amazing. First time I've ever seen one in action. You know, I think we're gonna make one hell of a team. A little backup can take you a long way in this crazy place. I'm heading to the crash site. They're gonna need help. I'm sure we'll be in contact. Arc Hunter.
So, now we are in the open world of Defiance of California. Isn't it shiny and pretty? So, let's go over a couple things
My systems have
as she
reached a
talks.
threshold where upgrades have become available. You may now spend an ego unit.
Come on. Okay. Okay, so now we have an ego unit, which is basically a talent point. So now I can spend them in any one of these, really. Let's go with take less damage. That'll be handy. So the one thing you get to remember with perks is that like you can't have 5 of them up at the same time. I did that when I was first in beta, and I was like, oh my, I did this wrong. So what I did was I put a point in like every single perk thing. Oh sweet, I can have every single one of these. That'd be a cool kind of balanced thing. No. What you have to do is go to your inventory and you equip the perks you want. If it'll go down. There we go. So that is now equipped, and I have the reduced damage perk along with my ability. So let's go over a couple things that are only available in the open world that I can show you guys. So first off, then one of the main things, I know you guys spent $60 on this game, but there is a microtransaction store similar to Guild Wars. Now, a lot of things come up when there is a microtransaction store. Is it going to buy me power? Is it going to be a pay-to-win game? And what I can say from this game? No, it is not a pay-to-win. It is a pay for cosmetics and a boost. Not a boost of power, but just a boost. Let me show you what I mean. So, go to Ego, the Ego wheel. Go to Defiance store, and let's check it out. So what we have here is boosts, just reputation boosts, a loot boost, like get like 10% better loot. It's not that much, and it doesn't really matter. Loot is everywhere. Loot is all random, and it's not going to help you too much, but it will be a good boost, especially with the price that it's at. You have script, which is the currency like gold and cash, experience. You have group and solo boosts, which is really nice if you're playing with friends. Then we have lockboxes. Now, lockboxes, this is going to be the thing that you're going to say, oh, but Pretzel, you didn't say this was pay to win. It is obviously pay to win. No, it is not. What these tier boxes do is it contains gear. It contains weapons and everything, and shields and grenades. But here's the thing. This stuff is dirt cheap, and it's random. And here's the kicker. You can buy this just as easy with currency in the game. It is so inexpensive, it's ridiculous. All you have to do is grind a few quests, side quests, and some other stuff, and you have these easy. So these are things you can obtain within the game by itself. This is not pay to win if normal players can obtain it by themselves easy. So then we have vehicles. I'll show you guys my vehicle in a second. There's different kind of vehicles. There's the ATVs, which are single riders, and then the trucks, which can be used for a party. That way everyone can ride in the party bus. And then there's cosmetic stuff. So, armor. Really cool looking armor, actually. So then there's headgear. Headgear and outfits are available to players that do not buy. Like I said, this is not a pay-to-win game. This is a pay for optional convenience. Then speaking of convenience, there's convenience. There is inventory slots, which inventory isn't too big of a deal. It just requires a lot of management. But if you have been paying attention with the Arcfall codes, which is on the website, it does grant you a lot of bonus stuff, which is really nice. Just go to the Defiance website, go to, oh god, I forget where. Just Google Defiance Arcfall and log into your account, put in a bunch of codes that you can search up, and you'll get tons of good boosts and stuff like that. Nothing that will make the game unbalanced or broken. It's just like a little bit of boosts, like +5 inventory slots, some titles, +1, which is not much at all, to weapons. So this is the store. Let's look at the currency. So I live in the US, and I do not know at all of different countries. So you guys can Google this or find out yourselves. So for a bit pack, which is their currency, for 400 it's $5, $20 for 1800, and $50 for 5200. There's no in between for like $10, which really surprises me. It's kind of weird. And there's also one thing I want to say about the Defiance store. From beta to launch, it was really disappointing. They boosted a lot of the price on a lot of things. Like these used to be like maybe 200, like the price of this one. It's surprising because they could have made a lot of money, because not only are they paying $60 for a game, you're doing a microtransaction shop, which by the way is optional. Please do not rage at this microtransaction. Do not say that you're greedy. You need money to make games. I cannot stress that enough. If you don't want to pay for this crap, don't pay for it. It's easy as that. But like I was saying, they took out a lot of stuff, which really surprised me because there was a lot of cool stuff. And they made it a lot more expensive. I think it's still worth it. I mean, come on. Let's see, it's 800 bits for $10. That's a lot of boosts. Like 3 tier 2s, 1 tier 3, or 1 tier 4. 1 vehicle, which vehicles really are only cosmetic. It's not too bad. Plus, there are a lot of stuff we got for pre-ordering. If you did pre-order. Outfits, there's some pretty good outfits. You can unlock good outfits in the normal game too. Headgear. Can't really afford it with 400, but a lot. You kind of get the simple stuff. But like I said, this is all obtainable in the freaking game. This isn't exclusive to anyone. So let me show you guys how to claim stuff. Like once you buy stuff from the store or your pre-order stuff, just go to the store, go all the way down, claim items. This will have everything from your ArcFall codes to your pre-order stuff and everything. So let me show you guys one more thing before we get started. I'll show you guys the vehicles. So here's how vehicles work. You go into your inventory and you equip a vehicle. See? Easy as that. Vehicles are on a cooldown, so you can't just spam them. You use a hotkey and we'll summon them in front of you. Enter, and it's like any driving game that you ever play. Really cool, and you have to be in a party for people to enter your trucks, so people can just daisy you and hide in your truck all day. Exit, and after a couple seconds, that will disappear. This is gonna be the main transportation to getting the quests and everything, because waypoints are only at bases. Let me show you guys the ATV. Here's the... Is it the basic ATV? I don't remember. I think this is like one of the little ATVs that you got exclusive from pre-order or ArcFall codes. I can't remember. I think it's ArcFall code. Really simple. Really cool. Awesome means of transportation. It's really fun to drive these around. Last thing I want to go over, if I can find it. Inventory. Oh, actually, there's 2 things I want to go over. 2. Sorry that this is gonna. Oh, wait, who's shooting me? Go away. Trying to do a video. Okay, so stats. The more you use. Okay, this is annoying. Get LMG'd, son. I'll let the other player deal with this one. So, the more you use a weapon, the more it levels up. Weapons have its own experience bar, and each time you level a weapon, it will get different kind of boosts. You can see on the right side of the bar. So assault rifles will get minus 1% to reload speed. Some machine guns get minus 2% recoil, and all kinds of good stuff like that. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is goals. These are basically achievements. What achievements do in this game is really reward you actually. There's a lot of stuff that rewards you. Like this one right here. Scouting San Francisco. This is basically doing a lot of exploration stuff and a lot of the stuff in San Francisco. It's a lot. There's a lot to do. This is a huge open world. What this does is, when you complete this, is give you some currency, gives you a title, and it gives you a headgear. A lot of this stuff actually does give you a lot of good stuff. Like that's a helmet and a title, helmet and title, helmet and title. Mainly it's all titles and weapons, or not weapons, headgear. Because that's some of the best stuff to get. It's kind of like TF2. You always want those dang hats. So there's a lot to do, and there's even more coming. They've already announced that DLC is coming, and we're gonna branch out into the States a little bit. I don't know if we're gonna go into Seattle, which is where the TV show stars. We might. That'd be kind of cool to do a little side story, little filler with the main characters of the TV show. I think that'd be pretty awesome. So guys, that is basically the basics of Defiance. I've showed you ego powers, the equipment, character creation, a little bit of story, perks, achievements. Next, what I'll do on my next Defiance video is show you guys what you'll be doing and what there is to offer in Defiance when you actually get into this world. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.